Good morning, my dear students. Today we will start a new chapter in the BSc 6th 6.1. 6.1. 6.1. That is the chapter is environmental chemistry. Environmental chemistry. So, what this environment is? The environment will be classed surrounding our earth. It will be classified into that is four types. The first one is what is called as atmosphere. The first one will be called as atmosphere. Second one will be called as hydrosphere. Third one is lithosphere, and last one is biosphere. So atmosphere means it is surrounding the earth, covered by what is called as different gases. The different gases like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide. All these compounds, that is sulfur, carbon and nitrogen, the elements of gases surrounding the earth will be called as the atmosphere. So it filters harmful radiations and also only near ultraviolet rays, visible rays and other longer wavelength radiations coming from the sun and pass it through it. So it will be layers, it protects that is harmful rays produced by the sun, and it will be having filters that is different than the visible rays. Then second one, what will be called as hydrosphere. The hydrosphere means our surrounding will be covered by, it includes all the types of water bodies like rivers, lakes, water bodies, then will be oceans, glaciers, polar and ice caps, etc. The third one is lithosphere. It is the outer crust of the earth, considering minerals and oils, minerals and the soils. So that is the third one, what will be called as the lithosphere. The lithosphere is the outer part of the surface that will contain some minerals on the earth. The last one, what will be called as that is biosphere. The biosphere, it includes all living organisms and their interactions with the atmosphere, that is hydrosphere and lithospheres. So all living organisms like the human beings, animals, plants, birds, insects, all those they will interact with what is called as the first three, that is atmosphere, the hydrosphere and the lithosphere. So that is atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and last one is what is called as a biosphere. So the next you will come across, so what is this environmental chemistry? The environmental chemistry means, so first of all you have to come across a word what is called as a pollution. The pollution means the pure air surrounding our atmosphere will be polluted by the different gases like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur trioxide, nitrogen dioxide, nitric oxide. All these compounds they can cause us, that is affect the human system as well as the atmosphere. So that is called as a pollution. That is called as a pollution. These gases are produced by a different automobile exhaust or the industries, whatever is there, that is called as a pollution. So this pollution, so that is a pollution, the word can be classified into, that is four types. The first one is air pollution, second one is water pollution, third one is soil pollution, fourth one is noise pollution, and fifth one is nuclear pollution. The fifth one is nuclear pollution. So air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, then noise pollution, then you will be having the nuclear pollution. So that is the first one will be called as air pollution. The second one will be called as the water pollution. The third one is what is called as soil pollution. The fourth one is a noise pollution. The fifth one is a nuclear pollution. The fifth one will be called as a nuclear pollution. So these are the pollution will be caused by. The first one is air pollution. What is air pollution means? The different gases like what is called as carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, then sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, all these gases all these gases as well as the hydrocarbons. So the hydrocarbons means, for example, if you take the methane, the ethane, so all these these compounds will be occurs in the atmosphere of the air to causes what is called as air pollution. It causes the air pollution means carbon monoxide. It completely polluted the air. It will be completely polluted the air and it will causes the bronchitis in the human system. If you breathe this air, the human beings will suffer from what is called as a bronchitis or the respiratory problem. This is the first one. Then what is called the second one? Water pollution. The water pollution means the pollution will be caused by the water will be contaminated. The water will be contaminated. What will be contaminated means like the industrial peoples. The industrial peoples they can release like molasses, waste, the hazardous chemicals. The hazardous chemicals as well as the industrial waste, household waste, drainage water. So all these water, drainage water as well as the household water, all those the industrial waste can be released to the earth, released to the water. So that water will be contaminated. So that is called as water pollution. That is called as water pollution. Like for drinking water is released. That is called as these the waste, the water pollutants. The water pollutants, drainage water or the seepage water or becoming agriculture waste water or urea, DAP, all these they use for the farmers. That water will be used to the river or will be having any wells. That will be causes the water pollution. Then the third one is what is called as the soil pollution. The soil pollution means so the soil will be erosion. The soil will be the erosion. Soil erosion means the soil will be contaminated by using excess of organic manures. The organic manures means to get a yield of the crop, like for example urea, DAP or any other pesticides, fungicides, herbicides. All those hazardous chemicals will be used for to get a yield of the crop in the agriculture purpose or horticulture purpose or any other purposes. So that it will be called as a contaminated. That contaminated will be called as a soil pollution. The soil pollution means the soil usually contains what is called as minerals like zinc, iron, cobalt, nickel. So all these the metals completely destroyed by using the excess of organic manures. That is called as urea, DAP, and another the hazardous chemicals, herbicides, fungicides. That it will be soil will be erosion. The soil erosion means that it will be called as a soil pollution. The soil pollution. Then we will come across what is called as a noise pollution. The noise pollution means if you have any sound, any cracking of the sound or dynamites or will be having that is two-wheelers or the four-wheelers sounds, that it will be called as a pollution. That pollution will be called as the noise pollution. The noise, the pollution. Like for example, if you use nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons means atomic bomb or the hydrogen bomb, or will be using the different what is called as in the traffic areas. If you use what is called as the vehicles, the horns, that it will be causes what is called as a noise pollution. Then nuclear pollution means so nuclear pollution it will be used that is called as the elements like the metals like what is called uranium, the thorium or plutonium. So radioactive elements they can produce the alpha rays, beta rays and gamma rays. So those alpha rays and beta rays or the gamma rays that it will be produces totally the atmosphere will be polluted. The atmosphere will be polluted, so that it will be called as a nuclear pollution. The nuclear pollution. So now we shall discuss for your syllabus. So that is air pollution, the water pollution, and the soil pollution. So the water pollution is marine water pollution. Then we will have river water pollution, like all these pollutions. So then what are the causes of the air pollution? What are the causes of the air pollution? The causes of the air pollution means mainly what is called as carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen trioxide, the hydrocarbons. All these compounds will be called as particulates. They are the particulates means that is they can if nitrogen, suppose for example if you take nitrogen trioxide or nitrogen dioxide and nitrogen trioxide, all these compounds if it will be present excess in the atmosphere is there, the leaves, all the leaves of the plants they will be dried. and as well as the roots and stems completely destroyed. That is due to excess of nitrogen present in the atmosphere in the form of nitrogen trioxide. So this is what is called as mainly the air pollution. So this air pollution for the air pollution, that is mainly because here in the living carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, then nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide, all these compounds. Then major sources of what is called as hydrocarbons, then nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen trioxide, all these compounds will be like this is just to set up. So we will take carbon monoxide, then we will have sulfur dioxide, then we will have nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide, the hydrogen sulfide, and the last is chlorine, the gases. The gases. So carbon monoxide, the incomplete combustion of that is carbonaceous material matter in automobile engines, defective furnaces, and incomplete combustion of agriculture and slash material. So volcanic eruptions, forest fires. So mainly the carbon monoxide will be formed by the incomplete combustion of the oils as well as engines, then volcanic eruptions, then you will be having what is called as forest fires, then you will be having the agriculture and slash materials. The agriculture and slash matter, these are all the main causes of the production of the carbon monoxide. So this carbon monoxide, the maximum potential exposure to, so that is the form of ppm is 50 ppm is in the atmosphere. There is a 50 ppm. The 50 parts per million. ppm is 50 parts per million. This is the main that is occurrence of carbon monoxide in the atmosphere. So that is a carbon monoxide. Okay. The next number 2 is sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide, combustion of sulfur heating fuels such as coal and oil, volcanic the eruptions. So the coal and oil burn, that will be causes that is the sulfur dioxide, as well as volcanic eruption is there. That is mainly the formation of the sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere is there. So that it will be having the only 5%, only the 5 ppm is there. It will be having the 5 ppm, the 5 parts per million. That is the production of the sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere is only 5 ppm, that is parts per million. Then third one is nitric oxide and nitrogen dioxide. Combustion of fuel, the interaction of nitrogen and oxygen in the atmosphere of a high temperature. So that is the combustion of fuels. The fuels means petrol or diesel or kerosene or any hydrocarbons. They can combine together to form, that is what is called as the third one is the nitric oxide, NO, nitrogen dioxide is NO2, as well as the atmosphere will be contains what is called as nitrogen and oxygen. The atmosphere will be contains nitrogen and oxygen. These two elements are at high temperature. At high temperature means above the earth crust from the 10 kilometers or 50 kilometers above the height of the earth, that it will be causes that is nitrogen and oxygen. So they will be combined together at high temperature to form what is called as nitric oxide or nitrogen dioxide. So that it will be causes these two the compounds. These two compounds will be formed in the atmosphere is only the 5 parts per million. The parts per million is. So this is called as that is nitric oxide and nitrogen dioxide. The third one is hydrogen sulfide. Biological decay of organic matter, oil refineries. So that is oil refineries as well as organic manure will be decay. So organic manure means biological decay. The biological decay means vegetables, green vegetables or the green what is called leaves, petals, all those will be decays. Decays means suppose today we will be having so there are so many plants is there or trees is there. Those trees will be completely dried and the leaves, petals, all those fall into the earth is there. That is biological decay. What you have to use the green vegetables or anyone is there that it will be decay causes they can produce the hydrogen sulfide. They can produce as the hydrogen sulfide. So this hydrogen sulfide will be having nearly to produce us 20 ppm, 20 parts per million. So the first is carbon monoxide, the next is hydrogen sulfide is 20 ppm, the next nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide is 5 ppm, sulfur dioxide is 5 ppm, and the next is chlorine. Industrial units producing paper, plastic and chlorinated hydrocarbons. Dyes and paper industries, the plastic industries, the dyes industries, as well as chlorinated hydrocarbons and chlorochemicals. Chlorinated hydrocarbons means what is called as that is hydrogen chloride, or we have methyl chloride. So all these compounds, chlorinated hydrocarbons, as well as what is called as chlorine, the chemicals, the chlorochemicals, they are producing only the 1 ppm. They can produce as the 1 ppm, the 1 parts per million. The next is what is called as the same the hydrocarbons. The major sources of these the compounds. So what are the major sources of these compounds? That is the first one, what is called as the major sources is the hydrocarbons. The first one is the hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons. The next second one is what is called as chlorofluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbons. The next is pesticides, particulates. Particulates, and the last one is lead chloride, PbCl2 and PbBr2, lead bromide, and last one is a carbon dioxide. The last one is a carbon dioxide. So these hydrocarbons, that is the refineries, then anaerobic bacterial decomposition and organic matters and natural gases. So here the refineries, oil refinery or petroleum refineries, anyone is there, organic matters, as well as that it will be called the natural gas. They are all producers in hydrocarbons is 1000 that is parts per million. Mainly the petroleum refineries as well as organic manures and oil refineries, they are all producers. The main causes of air pollution is that is the hydrocarbons. The hydrocarbons, benzene, naphthalene, anthracene, all these compounds are the hydrocarbons, phenanthracene, as well as the petrol, kerosene, then diesel, middle oil fraction, all those compounds will be contains the hydrocarbons. So these hydrocarbons are obtained from petroleum wells under the seas. That it will causes mainly major, that is causes of that is air pollution is hydrocarbons. They are producing 1000 parts per million. They are producing 1000 parts per million. The next is chlorofluorocarbons, that is industrial units manufacturing the refrigerators, firefighting agents, they are used as a solvents. So that is refrigerators as well as firefighting agents. The firefighting agents means the machine guns and the AK-47, all those guns and refractories, they can produce this what is called as chlorofluorocarbons, that is 1030. It will be having 1030 ppm. Parts per million. So that's why the refrigerators or the fridge, you cannot use the excess any food materials or the milk, curd or any the bakery items cannot be kept in the refrigerators because they are producing the chlorofluorocarbons. Namely, the refrigerator will be made up of what is called as this chlorofluorocarbons is there. So that's why this formula is Cl2F2C4. Sorry, the C is this is called as chlorofluorocarbon, Cl2F2 the C. So this is called as chlorofluorocarbon. So that it will be causes 1030, that is parts per million. Then what is called as the particulates. Particulates means that is volcanic eruptions, the fly ash, the smelting and mining, the mining operations, smoke from the incomplete combustion, dust from the crushers and grinders. Volcanic eruptions is the main, that is causes of particulates. Then you will be having fly ash, smelting and mineral operations, smoke from the what is incomplete combustion, dust from crashes and grinders. All these are mainly causes of that is what is called as particulates. Then the second one is pesticides. The pesticides means the volcanic, pesticides, applications of pesticides and the volatilization from the soil, water, heated surfaces and industrial, the units producing the pesticides. So those insecticides, they can produce as pesticides. They will be causes what is called as air pollution. Like for example, urea or DAP, pesticides, fungicides, herbicides. The manufacturing industries, they are all producers what is called as pesticides is a major sources of what is called as air pollution, as well as these pesticides are used for that is in the soil to get a good yield of the crop. The good yield of the crop, they are also producers what is called as pesticides. For example, if you take the red chili to growth of the farmers, they can use DAP, urea, fungicides, pesticides is there, but they can get a yield, but the soil will be eroded. The soil will be erosion and it will be causes of pollution by the pesticides is there. So this is called as pesticides and fungicides. It produces mainly what is called as that is 300 ppm. This is produces 300 ppm. Then we will be having a lead chloride and lead bromide. The next is lead chloride and lead bromide. Addition of lead tetraethyl. So that is these two compounds C2H5 4 times Pp. Lead tetraethyl. Lead tetraethyl plus ethylene dichloride plus ethylene dibromide. So C2H4, that is Br. Then C2H4, what is called as the chlorine. So this is a diethyl C2H4 Cl2 C2H4 Br2 in gasoline to improve the anti-knock property. So if you add lead tetraethyl, then ethylene bromide, ethylene chloride, all these compounds will be added in the gasoline to get anti-knocking agent in the fuels and the engines of the fuel system. Suppose if you 4-wheelers or the 2-wheelers, you are using the 2T oil is there. So the 2T oil, the purpose of mixing is anti-knocking agent in the engine system. So that is called as these compounds, lead tetrachloride and the lead dibromide. Lastly, the carbon dioxide, the combustion of that is what is called as the carbonaceous matter, biological decay and lime killings all these compounds produces carbon dioxide. Automobile exhaust produces carbon dioxide, that it will be having 5,000 ppm. 5,000 ppm.